anyway, we'll see if anybody pipes on. It is a Sunday. It is October 4th. And this is Flosstube. I don't even know what number it is anymore. I've been doing them live as of late because it makes it easier for me. Just means I don't have to edit. You kind of get it as it is, and that is it. But we'll give a couple seconds for people to pipe on. It's a fall day today. Fall has hit upstate New York for sure. My husband and I went down to Naples yesterday to Grimes Glen. We went to a flea market in Avon today. We've been outside a lot this weekend. So yeah, let's see if anybody pipes on. I know that it's just now turning 6:01. So it's been a while. A little bit of a life update. I did start my new job. I am now a nursing instructor. I had my first week with students this past week, and it was good. It was good. I had fun. You know, it's like any job. There's going to be parts of it that annoy me, and then parts that I really like. So that's it. And you're now hearing my bird stretching her wings. No, nothing, Mom. I got nothing. I was kind of disappointed. So a little, everybody will notice there's a little decor change behind me, and now my bird's gonna pipe up and start talking because I'm here talking. We moved my computer upstairs from the basement. A couple reasons. Right now, Son's living in the basement. Number 2, I am doing schoolwork in my master's program, and I didn't want to be down in a cold basement doing schoolwork. So guess where it's ended up? In my master bedroom. So that's what you see behind me. And we have a cockatiel living in here with us. So if you hear her, I'm sorry. She's excited just to have company in here, I think. My husband's in the living room watching TV. The dogs are out. So we'll see how this goes. But at least I made my bed. And the room's clean. So there you go. I'm going to start off by showing some FFOs. I have 3 of them. Yes, 3 of them. Believe it or not. These cross stitches, 2 of them I finished quite some time ago. Probably end of last year, maybe very early 2020, and have just had time, made time to FFO them because we're in October. So this is Boo. This is the small from the collaboration between Priscilla Blaine and Kathy Haberman at Hands On Design. And this is part of the Chock Full series. And this is the small, Boo. I made it into a little pillow. It's got All Hallows Eve fabric on it. And it's got a nice little crocheted ribbon right there. And I filled it with walnut shells so it would sit on my shelf nicely. And it does. The second FFO I have is its companion piece. Why is this thing? Let's straighten that up. Of course, I'm challenged anyway. There. This is on one of those enamel easels from Hobby Lobby. I don't even know if these are still available anymore. That is the stitch piece. Here is the bow on the top. So that's finished. And the third FFO I have is Cataween. This is from the Housewives. And I FFO'd her in a simple little flat finish so that I can put her in my 3-tiered tray that's on my kitchen island. So there you go. All right. I also have a finish. I was hoping to have 2 finishes. I've only got 1, and you'll see why the other one's not finished yet. But I was stitching it on it earlier today. I was hoping to get it finished, and I did not. So you guys know I've been working on these strawberries from Blackbird Designs called Deck the Halls. I had 5 of them done, and I brought them all up so I could recap. And the finish is not ironed, so this is one of them. This is 2. This is a 3rd one. Fourth. Let's see if that focuses. Sorry if it's out of focus. This is the 5th one. And here is the 6th one, which I was going to iron, and I just didn't. Here's number 6. All finished. So those are done. My friend Deb and I are going to make plans to FFO them soon, I think. Let's see, what else do I have to show you? Whips. So, Sampler September. So I had big plans in September to focus on one. I was going to touch all my samplers. I did not. And I was also planning to finish Huckleberry Farm, which I did not. So I just kind of fell into stitching as I please for September. I did work on some of my samplers, and I do think that last time I did a Flosstube, I actually showed you a couple that I'd worked on, and then after that Flosstube, it all kind of went to the wayside, and I stitched on whatever I wanted. So I focused on 3 different samplers. Let's show Huckleberry Farm first, since I did not get that done as planned. Let me pull out the picture. I really wanted to focus on this one and really get it done. Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower is the chart. I'm trying to figure out if the lighting's good or not. We're going to have to go with it at this point. My goal was to get this finished in September. That's not how this went down. I did get quite a bit finished. Let's put it on this side. Maybe this side. But not as much as I thought. I got a bunch of letters done, and I think the thing that frustrated me was in here somewhere. Let me move my needle out of the way. In here somewhere in these letters, I am 1 stitch off somewhere. So then I had to start fudging a couple of things, and I think I just got frustrated and decided to put it away. And I worked on other things. So that's Huckleberry Farm. This will come back out, but not until after October. I am focusing on my autumn and Halloween stitching for October, and I'll show you exactly what I've been focusing on shortly. Sorry about the bird. Turn your volume down. There's not going to be anything I can do to stop her, except bring her out, which I'm not doing. So this other sampler I worked on, and this is one I pick up all the time because I just love it. It's Owl Forest Embroidery, Southern Land. I'm stitching this on 36 count white. I believe it's Edinburgh linen. I'm using 2 strands over 2. I don't know what it is with me and my needles lately. These are chaos. And let's see. I got some more of this filled in over here. I started to extend the blue over here. I'm wanting to reach this far corner. But that's that. I really like it. It's pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. It's funny because I have a double monitor set up in here, and to the right I have X-Stitch MD. I was watching her waiting for 6 o'clock to roll around, and she wasn't quite done, so she's kind of paused over here on the screen. And the last one that I really worked on was, hold on, I forgot I took this booklet apart. It's Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. It's all scrunched up in the bottom of my bag. And I don't know how much more I got done from the last time. I think I was working on that boat and extending this side right here down. I watch a lot of stitchers stitch the border all the way around, and then they work on the stuff in the center. I know for a fact that I would be, if I didn't have something to orient that border on, I would be one stitch off, and it would not match up. I don't do that. I stitch the border as I stitch things in. And then I stitch other motifs in there to kind of anchor the border. Yeah. If I stitch that, like I was just watching, who was I watching today? The Saltbox Stitcher. And she stitches the border all the way around, and then she works on the stuff in the center. I know for a fact my border would be off a stitch, and I would end up unpicking. And with my luck, it would be back quite a ways. So, that's it. Other whips that I've been working on. I had 2 starts scheduled for October for myself. And I've now started both of them. So one of the starts that I started was Howling Quaker by Lila Studio. How can you not like this? Really. And I would like to go back and do some of these smalls on here some other time. But that's that. I have it still on the Q-snap. I am having a problem holding my fabric as of late. My hands have been bothering me, so it is on a Q-snap. I'm stitching this. You see I don't have a ton done. I'm stitching this on 28 count. I think it's Anubis by Under the Sea Fabrics that I got from Lindsey Stitch's shop. I'm using the Call for Overdyed and DMC. I am stitching using 2 threads over 2. And here are your threads. They're a mess, like they always are. But look at these on this fabric. I mean, come on. Right? But I'm enjoying it. And the second start that I have right now, because it's October, is Autumn Alphabet. This is by Willow Hill Samplings. And I'm changing the color of that pumpkin at the bottom. I am not doing a green pumpkin. I'm doing an orange pumpkin. I should pull the threads, but they're kind of a mess. I am not using called for threads. I'm pulling from my stash. I also pulled the fabric from my stash. I believe I'm stitching on a piece of 36 count doubloon by Picture This Plus. Let me straighten up these threads a little bit. These are the threads that I've pulled. And I didn't take it out of the hoop, sorry. And this is how far I've gotten. This was a start last night. So it's stitching up pretty good. But the biggest thing I've been working on lately was a pattern release by Lindsey Stitches. It is now a stitch along that started October 1st. I actually started this, I think, 2 days after she released it. It's called Draculas Confession. Let me see if I've got the paper. So here we go. Draculas Confession. You can either do it the vertical way or the horizontal way. I am doing the vertical. I'm stitching this on 32 count Murky by Picture This Plus. I am using 2 threads over 2. And I will say that 2 threads over 2 on this fabric has been kind of tight. But I have almost, here I am with my needles again. It's a mess. I am just finishing up the back stitching on this. Once the back stitching is done, this will be a finish. I'm not using the called for thread because I didn't have it. I did my own little conversion, picked through some of my silks, and that looks pretty close. Well, the bat is more gray than black. It actually looks black on the camera, but it's really gray. I'm trying to get you guys. Nah, it's not gonna. It just looks black. But it's cute. I've had fun. It's different. I'm hoping to have the back stitching done either tonight or, well, it won't get done tomorrow. Tonight or midweek. And then I will move on to something else. Because this month it is all about my fall and Halloween stitching. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm concentrating my efforts on. And then we can go to haul. I already showed you that. So I pulled out all of my Halloween fall-ish stuff. It's actually mostly Halloween. I really do need to start stitching more fall stuff. One of them was Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. I started this during Mania, and I think I only had maybe 3 words done. I am using my own colors. And here, needles. My goodness, these things look like a mess. I'm using Pickled Beets. That's the purple color you'll see in here, and then 310. And then I'll pick the others as I go. So I'm working on the Frankenstein. This is 28 count Monaco that I dyed. Let me pick this up before I forget it's there. Everything's kind of, look at my bangs are all over the place. So that's that. The other 2 I haven't worked on since October started, but I'll show you the patterns. I started these both, well, I started this one during Mania. This is Bittersweet and Broomsticks by Brenda Gervais. Let's turn it the right way. And I have not made any more progress since the last time you saw her, so I'm not bringing her back out. But she's going to be a focus this month. And the last one I pulled out is Emily's House by Lindsey Stitches. I don't remember if I started this during Mania or if I started it after Mania, but I'm doing some of the called for, some of my own conversion, because I'm stitching on what I had in my stash. I am stitching this on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus. This is how far I've gotten right now. Let's see if that camera focuses. There you go. So I've chosen my own colors and I'm doing some of the call for. See the kitty cat? And that's where I am. So I'm hoping to get onto that more as well. I actually am hoping if I kick off like Dracula done and the Autumn Alphabet is kind of a small project. If I do those, then I will be able to get more work done on this. But Emily's house seems kind of Halloween-y to me, so it is in my concentration for the month of October. That being said, I seem to have been on a pattern buying streak as of late. And we are going to move on to the haul portion of this video. Let's start off with first, I was scheduled to go to the Stitch North Retreat with Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts. If you're not watching her, you should. That was supposed to take place a couple weekends ago near Ontario, Canada. Obviously, because of the times we're in, that has been postponed, I think it's April. And I have serious doubts that that's going to happen. The border between the United States and Canada is still closed. Yeah, I'm hoping it does. I'm not sure it's going to. But anyway, some of us that were going to be part of that signed up to do a smalls exchange through the mail. And I received my small. And isn't it stinking cute? So this now sits on I have a repurposed dresser that's been painted, had drawers. Hi, Shelly. It's okay, Shell. It went fast. Go back and watch it when it posts up to my YouTube channel. But this now sits on that dresser that sits underneath my wall-mounted TV with some fabric pumpkins that a friend of mine made for me in my fall decor. So this was my smalls exchange. It came from Jen. Thank you, Jen. I love it. Absolutely love it. Look at the eyeballs of this owl. They're little buttons. Can't even. Anyway. So cute. So cute. So haul. I have gotten a couple finishing items from Hobby Lobby. We went in, honestly, here, Hobby Lobby is the best place for me to stock up on DMC. And I need to stock up on DMC because I bought a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, which I'll show you shortly. I do plan on starting it after October. So, I had to stock up my DMC, so we went to Hobby Lobby. They have the most complete stock of DMC I've seen so far since this whole pandemic. So that I got a bunch of DMC. I'm not going to show you that. I also picked up this for a nice fall finish. And I picked up this, which I don't know if you guys have seen. They're using these and just putting a finish over that opening for a couple things that have, I think Priscilla finished things on that. So I picked up those. I got a 32 count piece of Belfast linen, the Artiste brand. I may dye this, I may not. That's why I got white. And those are all from Hobby Lobby. The other thing I got from Hobby Lobby was a very large piece of 20 count white Aida that I'm also using for that Heaven and Earth design chart that I will show you momentarily. What else have I gotten? I picked up some Sulky. So last year I bought this pattern by Hands On Design. Cranberry Christmas. Once I get through October, I am going to start focusing on some of my Christmas pieces and having a couple Christmas starts. This will be one of them, and it's called for Sulky Thread, and I have a very natural linen from Hobby Lobby that's very close to that color. So I decided to pick up, what does it call for? Let me see. It calls for 32 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. The linen that I have is very much that color. It's the natural linen that you can get from Hobby Lobby. And I believe it's I think it's 36 count. So I picked up the sulkies for it. Oh, sorry for the glare. So there's the sulkies for that. And while I was shopping, I picked up this sulky, which I just love. And you'll see why I'm liking this in a minute. And then I also bought some clear thread for beading. My chatelaine takes beads, as you guys know, and I've decided that I want to use the clear thread with those so that you can't see the beading thread as much. Does that make sense? I have not worked on my chatelaine in I don't think I've worked on it since my last video, to be quite honest with you. But I do plan to get back at it soon. So, pattern buying frenzy. And I have more than what I'm going to show you today. A lot of the patterns I bought were PDF patterns. So I printed off top pages. I think some of them I'll have to show you off my phone. And I don't know why I've been on such a pattern buying spree. But I have been. Let's see what I have for you here. Okay. Yeah. It's an illness, I swear. I have more patterns than I will ever stitch in my lifetime, I believe. But I like having them. And I will trying to find this one for you. It might not be here. I don't know. I always hope that one day I'm gonna stitch them all, I guess. I'm a little late to this party, but I was able to score a kit coming to America. The kit is very nice. Shepherd's Needle put out a thing on Instagram that they had some kits. I had mine kitted up with, I believe, 40 count fabric. Yeah, 40 count. So the kit comes with, it's got a small piece of fabric, which is cute. It came with another pattern, which I think might be unique to this. It came with a floss pack that has both the over dies and the DMC. It came with the 40 count fabric, which I believe is, I think it might be doubloon, but I don't remember for certain. It came with a couple of shepherd's needle floss things. Everything's kind of falling apart. Has a very cute needle minder. Look at that. A floss ring. The pattern. Oh, and I just dumped it off. The pattern. What else? Vintage Country Mocha is the fabric. By Zweigart. So that's what I got. I got the 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. And actually, I like 40 count. I have to use magnification, but I like 40 count. So that's that. The other pattern I bought, well, I'm just going to show you some of the ones I bought, okay? Because there's a lot. I bought One Nation Under God. by Twin Peaks Primitive. I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't patriotic. I am patriotic. And it's okay if you're not. I am. I'm never one that's going to push what I do on somebody else. I'm just going to do what I do, and you can do what you do. Lindsey Stitch just had a new release this week, 2 of them. One's on its way to me in the mail, and I'll show you that when it gets here. This was a PDF. So I got this. This is called We 3. This is my Heaven and Earth design. It's called Bonded in the Rain. Artwork by Leonid Efremov. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is why I had to go to Hobby Lobby. This takes 87 DMC colors. The true part to this is I had all but like 22 of them. This I'm going to do. This is... I think this is just a standard chart. There's no high def, color, no nothing. I got this chart because it reminds me of my husband and I. And I don't know why, but it does. It'll take me forever to stitch it if I finish it in my lifetime. It takes, like I said, 87 colors. It is 350 by 640. I'll leave that there. Okay. Other thing, on my last day at my previous job that week, my boss and my counterparts had a goodbye breakfast for me to wish me well. And they had given me a gift certificate, a Visa gift card to spend on stitchy items because they know me. So I went on a pattern buying spree. And these are what I got with that. This is a Ghoul Tide Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. I got Liberty Welcome by Plum Street. Liberty's Welcome. I got Yuletide Welcome. I just fell in love with these charts. I don't know why. I'm sorry about the glare, but I really don't want to take it out of the plastic. Seeking Refuge. This is by the Scarlet House. This is very popular. A bunch of YouTubers are stitching this. That's the, oh, and the other one that came on that gift certificate was, oh, I got 2 more on that gift certificate. Never mind. His Eye and the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. This is also a monster. It's a big girl. But there's a lot of little motifs, and I feel like if you take it and just break it down and try to get a motif done a day, you would be, do you know what I mean? That it would work. This says it's 435 wide by 363 high. And I fell in love with this one because of the bird. My mom asked me why I like this one, and it's just the bird. Cooper by Kathy Barrick. This is my first Kathy Barrick pattern. I love her stuff. It is not my style. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, I love looking at it. It's just not my style of stuff to stitch. But I fell in love with this bird. And then I fell in love with it even more because it's all called for DMC. This is charted in DMC. And I just like it when people make it affordable like that. And the last one I'm going to show you today is the Zimmerman coverlet by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was, if you watch Ellen from Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, her family was gifted a coverlet many, many, many generations ago. And Modern Folk Embroidery was asked if they could reproduce it into a cross stitch pattern because they thought it would make a good cross stitch pattern. I agree. And I like this pattern with this thread. This is 25% of the proceeds of this chart go to, let me see, I had it. Let me see if I can, the Red Door Shelter in Toronto, Canada. It helps victims of domestic abuse, families facing homelessness, and refugee claimants with nowhere else to go. So 25% of these proceeds go to that. They recommend this on 32 count linen. I'm probably going to do it on, well, with the sulky, I probably won't go any higher than a 36 count, but I probably will do it on 36 count. And somebody had suggested doing like the center part and making it a drum. I think that would be awesome too. Or even, you could do this part with these funky trees and make that into a drum. There's a lot of ways you can do these patterns. You don't always have to stitch them in full. I love the idea of making a drum out of that center strip. It is 146 crosses wide by 208 high. And finished on 32 count, measures 9 1/8 by 17 1/8. Yes, I am thinking a couple drums out of this would be perfect. And maybe picking different threads for each. I'm thinking that would be absolutely perfect. So I'm kind of glad I listened. I'm trying to remember now who said that. It's totally escaping me. But that is my haul. I probably will not be back for another Flosstube until early November. Just with school and work. Yeah, unless I have time to do maybe a Stitch With Me, I might do one of those in between. But the last couple times I've tried a Stitch With Me, my camera setup has not worked well for a Stitch With Me. So that's why I have not done one again. Because I feel like if you guys can't see me stitch, that's really not the point of a Stitch With Me. You know, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to try to keep these monthly. I am in teaching 12-hour clinicals Mondays and Tuesdays. I barely get any stitching done, much less time to do Flosstube, and I don't even touch homework those nights. So, yeah, it's life, right? So much going on these days. I hope you guys are taking a minute to take care of yourself, to do things that make you happy, to craft. I know for me, crafting has been a big deal. So, and I get questions on this whenever people see it, so I'm just going to address the elephant in the room right now. That headboard that you see back there, my husband built that, and we faux painted it to look like barnwood. So you can't find that anywhere, and we won't be making those. So just so you guys know. That's a one-of-a-kind item. Yeah. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this Flosstube. Let me know below thoughts, comments. I wish I could do things sooner than once a month. I just don't want to make promises and then not show up here. I did get some messages from people hoping that I was okay and enjoying my new job. People have private messaged me through Instagram. I appreciate. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. So, Shelly, I'm actually in my master bedroom. So, my computer was downstairs. My son is living in the basement right now. So, we moved it up into our master bedroom so that I would be able to do schoolwork and maybe film a Flosstube without having to kick him out down there. So, that's where I am right now. But I appreciate all the well wishes and the messages. I'm doing fine. Just trying not to do more than I can, if you know what I mean. So it's okay, Gail. I'm just wrapping things up. So you go ahead and watch when this uploads up to the YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it in its entirety. But I'll see you guys next month. If I can get camera angles for a stitch with me, I am down with that. So we may do that. I have also done Zoom meetings before. And if people are wanting to do that, like a Stitch With Me Zoom meeting, I'm willing to do that as well. So after this goes up on the YouTube, leave me your comments and let me know what you guys like. Shelly, the quilt on the bed is actually last year's mystery quilt from Bonnie Hunter. I made that. It was called Frolic, I believe. We got colors coming for another one. We get the color selection for, she does it free every year. The color selection comes out October 31st. I have promised the next one to my youngest daughter, Courtney. And so she gets to have that one. All right, guys, have a good night. I hope you're doing stuff good.